Greetings, good morning, my fellow cultivators. I'm back at y'all. Here we are yet again, talking about discussing more topics. Yeah, and just more laughable and bit of real, scummy, with squished with sadness into it. That Vince is really, Vince is just really on his last legs. Like he doing anything desperate to get himself to the bag, or whichever dollar he can muster up, and it's just at the same time it causes you to giggle, but you do get a face when you look at it because yeah. So I'm not trying to make the I'm gonna start getting into the points. I just want to start. We'll start talking about the topics because now the video doesn't need to be any longer than it should, and yeah, let's just get into it. What's and Tom that doesn't need to be any more on there, like I'm doing now. But yeah, so first I'm gonna I have that today. So I have today. This was from Becky. This was from the Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan contract signing segment, and another segment where Edge and Miz. Oh, that whole copy and paste CM Punk MJF promo. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Mostly I will, but I would just for the ones that just that that still really don't watch WWE anymore, and they don't feel that just want to still just hear about the drama. I got it all here for you. Yeah, no worries about that. So yeah, let's first go over before I get to the tickets drama. I want to get to the wrestlers being upset over the segments. That was just past Monday. And yeah, it's just straight up distasteful, straight up distasteful. Vince is doing whatever he can. It's not the first time. It's not the first time that he's done this. Of course, that if you know that you've been a long time watcher, just supporter, whatever of WWE, that you know that Vince has ripped open the controversial goodie bag plenty of times. He's done this plenty of times. Of course, he's always been doing this because he's in that being in the entertainment business, that you push that type of you push that those type and blur those lines to get that type those types of reactions to keep people to tune into your shows, and for more money. Oh, so like yeah, let me all right, so let's read this. I had yes, let's get into the first topic. Yeah, so the segments Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan. Yeah, y'all know the contract signing that one, and the Edge and Miz also referring, you know, somebody else. Who were they? Just basically, segments referencing, you know, released WWE wrestlers. The ones, just the segment they were just referencing, the wrestlers that who got released, or and let go before. So, And then wrestlers are not current and former are not yeah they're not really not happy with that at all. Yeah, wrestlers they getting pissed. It's not also hearing it also. It's not the like I said, it's been in the past too where talent that you had the talent or employees that's just been pissed at whatever wrestling promotion. But yeah, Vince has just had these battles with personally with wrestlers before and just in general because of the shit he does. But so yeah, wrestlers are very pissed at the upset that they were that WWE was referencing released talent and basically in their promos and like shoot promos, those kinds of promos that really and I would actually go to say that yeah, we actually need not fucking promos, having segments where we reference people who were just released, because yeah, like these are like people's friends, of course, because they all like a big family, so they all know each other. They all get to know each other. They spend like years together, like years. Yeah, it's just like anybody you just befriend wherever you work at. Like these wrestlers know each other just years on the road together, and just the time that they there in WWE, whichever promotion, and obviously that set them off because they talking, they just using that, basically mocking and just using it for a storyline, and they mocking the fact that they release talent, past and recently, and that's fucked up. But like I said, that's what Vince does. And so they got to set up the fact, cause it's so the ones that's where Liv Morgan and Becky was talking, where Liv was basically blaming Becky for the cause of why her friends are not there anymore. Why are they gone? Ruby Soho and Sarah Logan. Yeah, her guess that's her. Yeah, her right. They were her Riot members also. So yeah, she meant. So yeah, that's pretty much who she was talking about. And that's because of Becky's salary. And the other one was when I that's this the one that I didn't really caught. I just caught the CF. I just caught the CF. I didn't even know they said anything about it. But yeah, that's when Edge also said to the Miz that he left his friend hanging to pursue Dancing with the Stars. And like, come on, man. We know. Wait, hold on. Like, and then there's somebody that probably said this, but basically, another, I guess, a reporter. He's called Sean Ross Sapp. He was talking about it during one of his his shows that he's like that he's heard from producers too. The former WWE producers, wrestlers, and current, saying that that they was basically that they didn't like that shit. That it really ticked them off. And yeah, and back to what Edge was talking about, where Miz left his friend hanging low, basically, left him basically for dead, because John Morrison, they were they just especially now they just been using Morrison killing his momentum for basically turning him into a jumping jacks clown for whatever entertainment that they wanted him to do. And most people just said, of course, and lit after that, or just because Morrison just being released because he's still you know well looking at Morrison, he obviously coming back too. He obviously had charisma. He had tons of charisma, and yeah, he had his of course he had his own set of creativity next to him, and pretty sure he probably would have made you know a nice world champion. Well, as far as like I like Morrison a bit, and I probably would have to see probably I say I would have to see, but I don't know about. I still wouldn't know about him in the world title picture, but just alone that I still already sold on the fact that that John Morrison was a guy that was just that that screamed potentiality around him. And it's just like, of course, he's just many. Vince don't give a fuck about that. He pushes who he wants, that he finds a personal, a liking that he wants to, whoever he wants to push. And the feminine fangirls of WWE, whatever y'all want to call them to, the E-Cucks, the shills, what are the E-drones too? Yeah, they still just want to believe the fact that Vince could be doing the things that y'all don't even know Vince. Like and I've been starting to be saying this also, but plenty of times that y'all don't even know Vince or who he is, what his intentions are. Y'all don't know him on a day-to-day basis. Y'all don't know him at all. I don't know him, and I don't know him too. But that's the thing, y'all don't know him at all. And it's just like people act like he automatically think just because of what he shows you on TV that automatically he has that he's automatically a huge just a grandpa teddy bear. And it's just like, come on, like y'all really just fooling yourselves. And yeah, that's what basically so they just like I said, the wrestlers just basically whether it's current or former, they getting upset over the fact that like rightfully so. And it's not the recently too that they've been doing this. I will say first that like you could like we should like it does goes to show that they not afraid of going back to the Attitude Era, or whatever you want to call it, the Golden Era, the Attitude Era, just what their edgy, gritty type of content of what they were used to, they were originally doing. They're not afraid, obviously not afraid to go back that, but going about it this way, making people not gonna taking that shit no more. Also, whether it's whether it's supporters or the talent within in WWE, like people not taking that shit no more. Well, whether it's a story, like we should have been standing up before this, but it's just I like it also, but it's just people just pissed at the starting to get really pissed over the fact that he's just treating it like some sort of like it's like this shit is a movie, and when it's just people have to survive and still have to survive, and he's come home to provide whichever whichever they do for their families, and it's like you treating this as if it's just another storyline in WWE, which you usually do. It's just like I said, like they're not Vince isn't stranger to Incorporated. You had going back to storylines like I don't know if it's true. They say I don't know. They say the girl is true. But they say the girl might be real. I don't know. I've had just a lot of stuff I had to look up, but I'm very aware of because I've been watching WWE for all my fucking life, all my life. Grew up watching, like I said, that was the only form of wrestling too I've been watching. So I yeah, been watching WWE since the late '90s and early 2000s up to now, and yeah, they're not stranger to that. But yeah, what I was yeah, just storylines like Katie Vick with Kane fucking like apparently raping her, raping a girl, a corpse. Remember that? Whoever remembers that. Or you had the storyline of whether it was WCW or WWE, making a mockery or using a storyline with whether it was like oh, it was Jake first. Yeah, they kind of did it first, but it was well, yeah, well, with Jake Roberts, they still had a storyline, of him using when that he abused that alcohol in the past, drugs and alcohol in the past, and they had that storyline with Jerry Lawler, and it's all on the it's on Peacock now, but it's all on Peacock. Y'all can go and look it up too. These storylines, like this shit, is in his stories. So, or even if the fact you still want to call me, call me whatever name that you want to call it. Like, y'all can live in denial and be Vince's little helpers, all you want, all you need to. But it's just a simple fact that he just think of y'all beneath him, and just as another coin he can spend on. So, say y'all can take that how you want it. What y'all about to say? Yeah, it's like, but yeah, it wasn't also the first time also because now you had the women who was getting real pissed at him the way he's been treating their women's division, because they really haven't been in anything. Shit, they don't even like. I mean, they've been in the down, but they've been down in the worst before. But it's just like, yeah, it's just now he just like they not put. Of course, they're not putting up with that. They're not putting up with this shit. And that's why I like it. The woman of that, it's just it was already to a point where it's just, yeah, they're not going to accept that type of drawback and afterthought. So you already had the women that was like with the way they being treated, that was already pissed at Vince and Co. Now it's just that you getting everybody starting to get really up in arms, and a face, a face when they just turn to look at events to see probably what he truly is, and probably, and I hope to see this eventually leads to talent standing up for themselves all over too, but most of all over too, Vince included. They just start to standing up to Vince, and it's to a point where they're just not gonna take. They're not gonna fucking be like piggy banks, like experimental piggy banks for his, sick weird ass entertainment. So I can't wait for more of that in the future. So, all right, so yeah, going on to the next topic. It's just like I said, pretty much in general, it's just like really laughable, and it still like brings it still like really still like irks it, kind of brings me down a bit because yeah, just people y'all like still. The ones talking to the ones who do like, yeah, just people out there still they want to believe, like they will. you'll praise another human being just because apparently you know who they are, wants to know who they are, and automatically assume praise, worship, and automatically assume, you know, these celebrities that they're the honest person, a Samaritan, when could behind closed doors they actually they kick and spit on people. Probably treat their family with the utmost, disgust. And it's just like y'all worship, or rather worship that than want to learn about the true history. And I mean, it's not their fault too because they've been, humans have been taught to believe in and worship who they want to believe instead of the Lord. So, but that's a whole nother, that's a whole set of stories for another day too.